Hey guys, welcome back to the Wellham's World YouTube channel, and today we have another tier list. We have another Pokemon tier list, and today we're looking at every single dark type Pokemon that is like permanent dark type Pokemons, if you will. Not looking at Mega Evolutions, not looking at G-Max forms, just looking at Pokemon. There's obviously Guzzlord, who's an Ultra Beast, I'm pretty sure, and then you've got legendaries, you've got Paradox Pokemon, you've got Galarian Moltres, you've got regional forms, things like that, but they all are permanent, Pokemon. There's no Megas, there's no G-Max. 79 Pokemon to look through, and our tiers are top 5, great, good, meh, not a fan, as per usual with our Pokemon tier list. And sort of the inspiration behind this was I was playing Pokemon Legends ZA, both on and off stream. I've been using Houndoom, Crocodile, Malamar, I've been using Tyranitar, I've been using Sableye, and I'm just looking at them thinking there's a lot of like peak design in the dark type. So we've got this is basically going to be it's kind of going to be judged based on one, design, and two, how much I just like them, because you're not mentioning Greninja, Umbreon, Urshifu, Mandibuzz, Galarian Moltres, Darkrai, Drapion. There's so many peak designs in dark type that it's going to be a genuine struggle to figure out where they're all going to go, but we do need to get through it. There are 79 to do, and where do I start? I think I'll just start where my cursor is, just to make life easier, because I know where I'd put Nickit. Nickit and Thievul can both go meh. Now these are early route dark type Pokemon in Sword and Shield, introduced in Galar. Now I like what they stand for. I like the design, the story behind it. Obviously Nickit and Thievul, they've got they're like old school bandits. Obviously the tail is meant to be like a sack that you'd old school depictions of like burglars and stuff. They'd have like the sack over them. They've had like the striped mask. So I like the sort of concept of it, but I would just never use it. And it just looks like it's just an early route kind of meh Pokemon, really. And if I'm going to continue with meh, I'm going to look at Stunky, and I'm going to put Stuntank in not a fan. Now, Stuntank is poison and dark, and Stuntank is going in not a fan because Pokemon Brilliant Diamond, Team Galactic use him all the fucking time. It does my head in, and he learns Flamethrower and all these other moves, and it does my absolute fucking head in, and he's been the bane of my existence. So I actually think as a Pokemon, I could probably put it in good, but he's going in not a fan because I'm not a fan of him, because he's a fucking annoyance. He's an absolute annoyance. He does my head in. And to be fair, I can continue on the meh train. I'm actually going to put Galarian Zigzagoon. I'm going to put it at the top, and Galarian Linoone. Obviously, you got regular Zigzagoon and Linoone, just normal type. These are normal dark type. However, you do get one extra step, which is Obstagoon, which is going in good. Now, obviously, heavily linked with Piers in the dark type gym and Team Yell. Obviously, Obstagoon's inspiration is like a punk rock kind of vibe. When I did my Pokemon Sword, I can't remember if it was Pokemon Sword or Pokemon Shield, I did a playthrough on the channel. We got a shiny Galarian Zigzagoon, which basically turns the black parts of him like a pinky red. Looked pretty cool, but again, not the most exciting Pokemon in the world. I think Obstagoon is a very good. I think Linoone kind of needed a little bit extra to it, and I think Obstagoon is a good sort of bridge there. You know what? While I'm looking at, we'll get to the positives very soon. Okay, there are a lot of positives, but I am going to put Alolan Meowth and Alolan Persian in not a fan. I just don't like them. I do really like Galarian Meowth and Berserker, but Alolan Meowth and Alolan Persian. Basically, Alolan Persian's face looks weird, all messed up. not for me. And again, with Alola, there's already Alola and Raticate and Rattata, which were like normal types turned into dark types, which I'm actually going to put both of those in good. I really like them. I like the design. And I just, it's a way of making an old Pokemon a little bit more interesting. So it can stay in good. Shall we now look at some more... Let's be more positive. Now, I don't exactly know how my top 5 is going to look. Okay, I couldn't tell you. I'm going to put loads of Pokemon in the top 5 and filter them through as we go. However, I'm going to put Murkrow. Actually, Murkrow can go above Obstagoon. And Honchkrow. I love the design of Honchkrow. Obviously came a little bit later than Murkrow. Murkrow didn't initially have an evolution when it was introduced. Again, great. Absolutely love love Murkrow's design, and it's like a witch, obviously with the tail being the edge of the broomstick, and the hat being the witch's hat. And I don't know what the name of what Honchkrow is based off of would be, but it's fucking mint. Absolutely love it. You know what? While we're talking about birds, let's go with Vullaby, which is going in great, and Mandibuzz, who is also going in great. Obviously, Mandibuzz, I'm going to put Mandibuzz above Honchkrow, but Mandibuzz evolves super late on. But Vullaby's design is just a vulture wearing a skull as a nappy or as a diaper. Vullaby obviously being vulture and baby sort of combined. Love it. Think it's awesome design, and I'll always pick one up. And I really like Mandibuzz. It's got like the bone belt type thing. Just looks very sick. Very sick, very cool. Let's keep it positive. Let's keep it going. I'm going to go with Impidimp and Morgrim, both in good. And I'm going to put Grimmsnarl in great. Grimmsnarl, a Galarian. I'm pretty sure it was introduced in Galar. Could have been Alola. Don't quote me on that. However, I used it when I was playing Sword and Shield. Banger. Awesome. Absolutely awesome. Dark and Fairy. Good shit. There's not really much more to say about it. We can fill out some more Mez actually. Bombardier and Cacturn. Now, don't use either. I'll be honest, Bombardier, I didn't even realise it was dark type. I just thought it was flying. Can't say I'm particularly fussed about either of them. Hence the reason they're going to meh. I wouldn't say I'm not a fan of them. Maybe if I used them, I'd like them a lot more. But I haven't, so I can't, can't make judgment on it. Next is Spiritomb. Not a fan. Same reason as Skuntank. Cynthia Spiritomb, and is it Volo? His name is in Legends Arceus. Awful. My God. Hate him. Dark and ghost type, so just makes life very difficult. I think I actually had more issues with Volo Spiritomb than I did with Cynthia Spiritomb. Obviously Cynthia has Lucario, Garchomp that were the big issues for me when I played through it for the first time. Spiritomb not so much, but Volo Spiritomb absolutely did a number on me. Let's go on to, is Pawniard here? Pawniard's here. Great. Bisharp, great. King Gambit. Now, like I said, there's a lot that I'm going to put in top 5 initially. Whether they stay there or not, I don't know. There's going to be more than 5 in the top 5 initially, and I'll just have to sort them out. But King Gambit is fucking awesome. Pawniard is obviously, they're like sort of based off chess as well. So you got the pawn, you got the bishop, and you got the king, and also you got the gambit part of it. He's sat on his hair grows out, and he sits on it like a stool. And also he has that ability. I can't remember if it's an ability or a move where the more teammates faint, the more powerful the move is. I don't know if that's a move or if it's just his ability. But Bisharp's also very cool. Absolutely incredible peak design and peak Pokemon. I'm going to put a Lowland Grimer in... do I care about them? They're just Grimer and Muck, but Rainbow. Not much more to them. I've never used Muck or Grimer really anyway, and then just making them colourful doesn't really do it for me. Obviously, I think Grimer's just... Cantonian Grimer and Muck are pure poison, whereas these are dark and poison, so it does switch things up a little bit, but again, it doesn't switch things up enough for me to be that fussed by them. We'll be positive again. Fuck it. Houndour and Houndoom, one of, if not my favourite, one of my favourite Pokemon of all time, alongside Gengar, alongside Hawlucha. Absolutely unbelievable. Love them to bits. We'll always, if there's an opportunity to get a Houndour, obviously Scarlet and Violet can get them super early. Legend ZA, you can get them super early. And I will just have them in my team and never lose them, never get rid of them. They're staying there from start to finish, unless, of course, you're doing a randomizer challenge and the randomizer says, no, get them out. That's heartbreaking. That is truly, truly heartbreaking. You know what? Fuck it. Let's just keep going with the positive. Let's fill out, like I said, let's fill out the top fives. So we've got Darkrai, we got Drapion, we got Hydreigon, wherever the fuck Hydreigon is, there. I'm going to put Samurott in there, Hisuian Samurott. I'm going to put Crocodile in there, and I'm going to put Greninja in there. Like I said, way more than 5, but these are like the ones that I think they've all got a shout of being in the top 5. Tyranitar goes in there. I feel like I'd probably get someone being particularly upset with me if I didn't put Pangoro up there. I do love fighting type, so fighting dark, great. So we'll leave that how it is. I could put Malamar in there. I could potentially put Incineroar in there. Urshifu could go in there. Umbreon could go in there. The list goes on. But let's fill out some of the... Let's go for the sort of mid-tier, the goods. So we've got Crawdaunt, I think is good. Obviously evolves from Corphish, which is just water, then Water Dark. Quite a unique typing, I'm pretty sure. I don't think there's obviously another one, which is Carvania, which I'm actually going to put. I don't know if this is going to... I like Carvania a lot in terms of its design, purely its design. Water, Dark type, great type-ins. I think the evolution into Sharpedo is bad. I think it's a step... I don't think it's a step up in terms of design. It goes from a piranha to a shark. There's no real correlation there. Mega Sharpedo is not even that great either. So part of me is just like, I just don't think it's a step up in terms of design wise and in terms of an evolution. I think Sharpedo looks like a different Pokemon entirely, really, except for the shape, which is obviously how they've kept the correlation going, is the shape of him. Never really did it for me. Never really, can't say I'm a massive fan of it, to be completely honest. I mean, it's good, but it's, Carvania could have evolved into something. Sharpedo maybe could have been a middle step, and then you could have done the underbelly, kept that red, and then so it has a bit more cohesion, and then done another step. But obviously we've got Mega Sharpedo, and you can't Mega Evolve unless it's like it can't evolve anymore. Now, considering I did say I could put Urshifu, Umbreon, Galarian Moltres, and Malamar into the top 5, but I haven't done. I am going to use those guys to fill out great, and I'll order them as much as possible. So we'll go Urshifu first. Legendary from Sword and Shield. Obviously single strike form. Rapid strike form is, I think, water type. We've got Umbreon. Let's put Galarian Moltres next. Then we'll put Umbreon. Umbreon's one of my favourite evolutions. It's either Umbreon or Leafeon. It is my favourite evolution, depending on the day. But Galarian Moltres just looks fucking sick. It's crazy how good that looks. And then we'll put Malamar at the top of great. Obviously, as you can see, if you can't see the writing, which it was a bit, obviously, you know, when they were introducing Mega Evolution, Mega Malamar, they did this whole My Friend Malamar thing where they were on all their promotional stuff where it's just My Friend Malamar spammed. The whole point was that Malamar brainwashed like a trainer into like being his friend kind of thing. So I did that and I wrote My Friend Malamar over and over and over again, but the writing is so small you can barely fucking see it, if at all. But Malamar is great. He's really, really cool. I'm going to put Roaring Moon in great as well, actually, because Roaring Moon is the past paradox form of Salamence. Salamence is awesome. You know what? Fuck it as well. I'm going to put Eveltal. I don't know how you say his name. Is also going in great. Legendary from Kalos, obviously Legends ZA. It's post game. You can catch. You know what? Fuck it. I'm going to put. A lot of people don't like Iron Jugulus. I'm not going to put it as high as. I'll put it sort of midway through. Also great. Future Paradox of Hydreigon obviously keeps the dark type of Hydreigon. So the thing is with Paradox is they always keep one type of the. I think Roaring Moon, obviously Salamence is flying and Dragon. I think it loses Dragon and keeps dark and gets dark instead. I don't know that. Don't quote me on that. It's the same with Brute Bonnet. You know what? Fuck it. I'm going to put all of the Paradox Pokemon in great. I'm actually going to put Brute Bonnet a little bit higher than Iron Jugulus, but I think most of, if not all of, the past Paradox Pokemon mostly are really good. I did a Paradox Pokemon ranked tier list video not a million years ago, and I think it's very mixed, but these ones that are dark type are generally pretty fucking cool. Guzzlord, I know it's an Ultra Beast, which I believe is from Alola. Not finished Sun and Moon. I do have Moon. I can't say I'm just gonna have to put it in meh just because I don't know. It's the same with Hooper. I think Hooper might be Alola. It might be Kalos. I can't remember. I think it's Alola. I know people love Hooper and people think Hooper is like really fucking good. I can't be the judge of that. I've not ever used it. It looks cool. I think the concept of it uses the hoops for like as portals. Dope. Really cool. But like I say, I've not got any experience with that. Next we'll go to Inkay. I'm going to put Inkay in great, mainly because of how you evolve it. So obviously you evolve it, I think it's from level 30. It evolves into Malamar, but you have to turn your console upside down. So if you've got a Switch, you have to obviously have it in handheld mode and turn it upside down. And if you've got a DS, you've got to turn that upside down too. Very, very unique way of, and also on Pokemon Go, you've got to turn your phone upside down and then give it the candies. Very, very unique. Don't think they'll ever do anything like that again. So that on its own has got it in great. And I like its design as well. And Psychic and Dark, interesting typings. We're going to put Krokorok also in great. Obviously evolves into Crocodile. And we're going to put Sandile in good. Love me a Sandile. Love me a Crocodile. I'm actually going to put Murkrow ahead of it. Shoot me. Don't do that. We'll continue on with that. So these ones that we've got in great, in top 5. We'll go Dino. Put at the bottom of great. I do love this design. And we've got Zvylus. Do we have Zvylus? Have I already moved Zvylus? I've forgotten fucking Zvylus. I've forgotten him. I don't believe it. Okay, well, clearly I've forgotten Zvylus. However, if I were to put him in the tier list, he would go right next to Dino. Okay, I really, for some reason, obviously Dino, one head, Zvylus, 2 heads, and Hydreigon, 3 heads. For those who don't know, Dino is obviously Dino is in dinosaur, but also Ein is 1 in German. Zvylos is Zwei is 2 in German, and Dry is 3 in German. So it goes 1, 2, 3. People call it Hydreigon. It's fucking not. It's Hydreigon. All right. It's like a Hydra, but then also dry because it's 3. Because it gets an extra head each time it evolves. So it's like a Hydra, but then also dry. How is that not obvious to everyone? Stop calling it Hydreigon. Stop calling it Hydreigon. It's Hydreigon. Anyone who calls it anything else is wrong. Also, just noticed Incineroar there. Also going in great. He's going to go quite high. Would always pick Litten as my starter in Alola. I've not actually ever completed a playthrough of Alola, by the way. I've done 2 playthroughs of Alola. Completed neither of them. However, would always both times have chosen Litten just because he's the coolest one. I actually would say Hisuian Decidueye is really cool, but not as cool as normal Decidueye. I don't think is as cool as Incineroar. I also like his gimmick. He's a wrestler. Enough said. We've got Poochyena, who's all going great as well, and Mightyena. Sorry, Poochyena in good. Mightyena in great. Not really much more to say. It's a dog. It's not my favourite dog Pokemon. It's actually probably, in the grand scheme of things, quite low in terms of dog Pokemon. You've got obviously Houndoom. You've got Dashbun. You've got Rockruff and Lycanroc. So you've got Mabosstiff and Mastiff, who are Paldean dog dark types. They're going to both go. Well, he's going to go in great. He's going to go in good. Now, the reason why Mabosstiff gets to go in great is because of the storyline with Arden. Can't think of his fucking name off the top of my head. Basically, as Mabosstiff is really ill, you help him defeat the Titans. You get the herbs. He gives the herbs to Mabosstiff. Mabosstiff becomes like full powered again. It's really adorable, very cute. Definitely, it's an easy way to tug on my heartstrings is to bring a dog into it and make the dog sick. What the fuck are you doing, Game Freak? Why would you do that? Firstly, secondly, it was my absolute pleasure to heal it. Because fuck you for making that dog sick. We'll stick on the Galarian train. Not the Galarian train. Paldean train. Meowscarada. It's my least favourite starter, believe it or not, from Paldea, from Scarlet and Violet. I would much rather have Quakewavel. I would much rather have Skeledirge. Meowscarada is my least favourite. Why you gotta have it on 2 legs? Why you gotta do that? Just have it on 4 legs. You've got Greninja that was a frog. Yeah, okay, frogs. Greninja's kind of like on 2 feet. You did the same with Emboar. Emboar was a pig. Or Tepig was a pig, and Emboar was on 2 feet. Incineroar goes on to 2 feet. Like what is this theme for making anthropomorphizing starter Pokemon? Just have it on all 4s. Samurott looks sick. Meganium's cool. What's the fucking issue? If it starts on 2 feet, fine. Quakewavel, Totodile, Charmander, Squirtle, fine. But we don't need so many two-legged starter Pokemon. It's going in. I'll put it in good. I'll put it at the top of good, but I don't think it's that it's not great by any means. We'll go to Galar then. Actually, I think this was introduced before Galar. I actually think it was introduced way before Galar. So ignore what I just said, but more Peko. It's just because Marnie uses it in Sword and Shield, so it just got stuck in my head. Not really that much of a fan. Do I dare put it in? Not a fan. Yeah, fuck it. It's a Pika clone. It's electric and dark type. Doesn't evolve or anything, which is not necessarily an issue. I don't really care much for if a Pokemon evolves or not. Darkrai's cool. He doesn't evolve. there are some instances where non-evolving Pokemon is absolutely fine. There's no issue with it. However, this isn't the case. It's got 2 battle forms. It's got its normal form and it's got hangry form. Don't really know what the difference is. I don't fucking care enough. Not a fan. I'm going to put Purloin and Lipard in meh. I'm going to put just don't, not fast. Quillfish, Hisuian Quillfish, I can't say that, is going in meh, not really that fast, but I do like Overquill. So obviously Quillfish was obviously Hisuian, I can't talk. Hisuian Quillfish is dark and poison. I think normal Quillfish is water poison, so it loses the water typing and gains dark, but the thing that puts Overquill in good is just that it's an evolution. It's a new evolution to it. I don't think Quillfish, the original Quillfish, had an evolution. So that's why he's going there. We've got Scraggy and Scrafty, who are both going. This is difficult. We'll put them in good, I guess. They're just there. I like them a lot more because, like I say, they are featured in the story of Pokemon Sword and Shield more, so you see them a bit more. So that's, and also Legend ZA, one of your teammates has a Scrafty that Mega evolves. Not too keen on the Mega evolution, but generally speaking, they're fine. Absol is also going to go in good. We'll put it above Obstagoon. Mega Absol is cool. It's the first Mega you really get to see in Legends ZA. You do a battle where you get loaned. You basically get to borrow a fucking Lucario to fight a Mega Absol, which is craziness. Shiftry and Nuzleaf. I'm going to put Shiftry and Nuzleaf in great. Love them both. Not really much more that needs to be said. Grass and Dark, similar in typing, well, the same in typing to Meowscarada, but the design of Shiftry is just crazy. Love it. So good. Weavile and Sneasel are also going to go in great. Ice and Dark. Actually, you know what? I'll put Weavile a bit higher, actually. It's doing a bit of a disservice to where should I put Weavile up a bit. Bit of a disservice to Weavile to just chuck it that far down. Sneasler, which is the Hisuian Sneasel's evolution, is kind of grim, but we won't talk about that because it's not in the list. We just kind of getting towards. I'm going to put these legendaries in meh because I've not played enough of the DLC to really get involved with them. Yeah. I like Chi's design the most. I like Wu Qian's design as well. Tinglu just looks like a yak with a big bowl on his head, which I can't say I'm too fussed about. Zarude as well is going to go in meh. Zorua and Zoroark are both going to go in great. I'm actually going to put Zoroark quite a bit higher. Now the Hisuian versions as well. The Hisuian versions as well are bangers. And Sableye, I'm going to put in good. The Ghost Dark typing. Mega Sableye would be quite low because it's shit. But now we have the task of moving. How many have we got in here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we've got 10 Pokemon in the top 5. So we need to move 5 out. I think I could probably start with Drapion. Big fan of Drapion. Obviously evolves from Skorupian, gets that dark typing when it evolves. The reason why I can move this is because I actually think I prefer Malamar, and if Malamar's not in the top 5, why the fuck is Drapion? Do you know what I mean? So I actually think I probably would put him there, and that's fine by me. I think it'd be rude not to have Greninja in the top 5. And I think Houndoom and Greninja are safe. I think the next one I can move down is Hisuian Samurott. I actually genuinely do really like the final evolutions of all 3 of the starters in Hisui. I think they're all... you know what? I'm going to say it. They're all better than the original final evolutions. Hisuian Typhlosion, Ghost and Fire, sick. The design, sick. Better than normal Typhlosion. Hisuian Samurott, way cooler than normal Samurott. And also Hisuian Decidueye is way cooler than Decidueye. Just not even... I mean, it is super weak to flying. It's very weak to flying. It's obviously grass and fighting. So, not the most helpful thing in the world. But, that being said, it's... I think I do know what my top 5 is. I'm going to be honest. It starts with Hydreigon being removed. Love Hydreigon. Think it's cool. But not top 5 worthy. And the same goes for Crocodile. And the same goes for Pangoro. I think I would actually put Crocodile ahead of Pangoro. I just don't ever find myself having Crocodile, Pangoro in my final team. If I'm ever doing a playthrough, they're always there for the middle part or early game, because you can get Pangoro very early in Sword and Shield, and you can get Crocodile relatively, or you can get Sandile relatively early in both Legends ZA and Scarlet and Violet. So they're great because I love them. I love their designs, and I love ground typing on Crocodile is lovely, and fighting type on Pangoro is also lovely. However, I just never find them being in my final teams. Whereas I could put King Gambit in 5th. I just use him the least out of the top 5. Tyranitar was in my final team on Legends ZA when I just completed my playthrough this at the time of recording this morning. Not on the channel, my own private one, away from the streaming. Darkrai was in my final team on Legends Arceus. Greninja was in my final team on Legends ZA, as was Houndoom. So I had 3 dark types, which if you map it out, poor planning on my part, but we fucking smashed it. Houndoom is one of my favourite Pokemon of all time. Mega Houndoom is even better. Mega Greninja is fun. Wouldn't say it's the coolest design in the world, but it's fun. Darkrai just slaps. Obviously, it's Darkrai. Tyranitar is just... It's like Godzilla, right? You know what I mean? It's a kaiju. That's my list. If you do agree, let me know. If you disagree, let me know. Let me know in the comments where you would put certain Pokemon. The ones that I've said I'm not a fan of, are you a fan of them? If I could find anyone who's a fan of a Alolan Persian, I'll take my hat off to you. I'll tip my hat to you. But yeah, I think that's all actually pretty much fair enough. It's all a matter of opinion at the end of the day. Like I say, everyone's got their favourites, and this is mine. So yeah, let me know what you think in the comments. Let me know if there's any other topics you want me to discuss with Pokemon, and I will see you next time. Take care, everybody, and goodbye.